The Jacksonville Jaguars just had another disaster of a season, and now you have to wonder if Trevor Lawrence is a bust.
Oh, what is it? Yeah, bust!
You asked for it and we delivered. It's Fan Friday, and you, the fans, chose today's topic for Point of View. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Let us know if you think Trevor Lawrence is a bust. I don't think he'll ever be the first name you think of when you talk about players who didn't pan out, but the status of going first overall in a draft comes with extra pressure, and I think Lawrence is definitely leaning towards bust territory. Through 4 NFL seasons, he's posted a 22-38 record, which, to be fair, is pretty on par for the entire existence of the Jaguars franchise. For the way his career was trending after the first couple of seasons, the point we're at right now is just disappointing. His first year wasn't great as he led the league in interceptions, but you saw the flashes of what could be, and those flashes turned into a whole season of great play his sophomore season in the NFL. He clipped 4,000 yards passing and threw 25 touchdowns to 8 interceptions to lead the Jags to a 9-8 record, which was their first winning season since that glorious Blake Bortles run in 2017. Lawrence earned his first Pro Bowl selection and finished 7th in the MVP race, so it looked like Jacksonville really had the guy that could turn the franchise around. When that season ended after a divisional round loss to the Chiefs, Lawrence was asked if he and the offense could make another jump. Here's what he had to say.
There's a lot of things that we can do better, that I can do better. I know that I still, for sure, have my best football in front of me. So it's going to be, that's the exciting thing is all the things that we accomplished and how much we left on the table. If you look at, whether it's the one-score losses that we had early in the season or some of the offensive performances that we had that weren't to our standard throughout the year, and you clean up some of those and play better week in and week out, play more consistently, and there's a lot more for us.
Vibes were clearly at an all-time high at that moment, but we've heard many quarterbacks reflect the way Trevor did there and proceed to go back into the gutter, and that's just what's happened lately. Before we get more into that, here are the results of this week's poll question. Thanks to everyone who voted. Look out for another question on Monday. Okay, back to Lawrence. After taking a small step back in 2023 by going 8-8 in his starts and doubling his interceptions from the year before, he had a complete downfall of a season this past year, as it was filled with injuries and flat-out poor play. He started 10 games and won just 2 of them, while throwing only 11 touchdowns with 7 interceptions. His completion percentage nearly dropped to his rookie numbers, and he had the highest sack rate of his career. And what's especially damning to the Lawrence season is how Mac Jones performed as his replacement. In the 5 starts Jones made after T-Law's season ended on December 1st, Jones went 2-3 with 6 touchdowns and 5 picks and a 67% completion rate. He didn't light up the NFL by any means, but that's a guy from the same draft class as Lawrence who has already been written off by the league. That guy won as many games as Lawrence in 2024. Of course, injuries played a part in his down year, but even the games Lawrence did play, it didn't look pretty. And with the 5-year, $275 million contract that he signed last offseason, the Jags will have to overcome his struggles without the benefit of having a ton of flexibility to improve the roster around him. Luckily, they've been good at drafting as Brian Thomas Jr. and Tank Bigsby look like real players. That can only take you so far if your QB can't keep up. And clearly, Lawrence isn't going anywhere with that contract. But this may be his last chance to avoid the bust moniker, with Liam Coen now in at head coach to replace Doug Pederson. Pederson coached Lawrence at his best, but he got a ton of heat from fans and media this season, particularly after Lawrence nearly led them to a comeback win against the Packers in October. Here's what Pederson said after that game when asked about T-Law's performance despite being down their top 3 receivers.
He did a nice job. I give a credit to those receivers and those tight ends and the offensive line. Those guys, they made plays for him, right? Now, he made some really good throws and all of that, but those guys that were playing at the end of the game when you're down your top 3 receivers and you're playing in your 12 personnel for the rest of the game, that's tough. But the guys battled their tails off, got us back to tying this football game with a chance to potentially win it there late. So hats off for those guys.
Sorry to bring that one back up, Jags fans, but I'm trying to help you out here. Maybe Pederson was holding Trevor back this season, and Coen can help him with a bounce-back year. But if he can't, then I feel sorry for anyone who chooses to continue to defend his play. You'll always have other guys to point to who are bigger busts, but Lawrence is quickly approaching that category, and his time is running out. But again, maybe Coen can take care of it for him. We thought the Bears would be a great fit, but their loss is your gain. For more on Coen, check out this recent episode of Point of View. Enjoy the weekend. We hope to see you again next week.